All right, good morning. I am Heather Westerfield, Chair of the Commission on School Accreditation. This regularly scheduled meeting of the Commission on School Accreditation is being held via teleconference today, Thursday, October 4th, 2018, at 10 a.m. in the 4th floor boardroom, Central High School Building, 359 Northwest Street, Jackson, Mississippi, in accordance with Mississippi Code, annotated 25415. An audio recording.
Meeting features. To start a sub-meeting, recording has started. This meeting is now being recorded.
An audio recording is being made of this meeting, and minutes of this meeting will be recorded. As I call the names of the Commission members, please state the location of your presence for this meeting. Kelly Barfield.
Present in Vicksburg.
Sean Brewer.
Present, Madison Central High School, Madison.
Kenny Bush.
Present, Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Sarah Foster.
Present, Chippewa State, Bermuda, Mississippi.
Roy Gill.
Present, Gulfport, Mississippi.
Brian Harvey. Ann Jones.
Present, Jackson, Mississippi.
Michael Lindsay.
Present, Gulfport, Mississippi.
Dr. Valencia Martin.
Greenwood, Mississippi.
Michael Miller. Michael Miller? I thought he was on. He did.
Hey, here I am.
Okay.
Here I am, Pearl, Mississippi. Mike Miller.
Thank you. John Mistelis. Anthony Montgomery. Eddie Prather.
Present, 4th floor boardroom, Jackson, Mississippi.
And Heather Westerfield, present, 4th floor boardroom. A quorum of the Commission is present for the purpose of conducting this meeting. This meeting is called to order at 10:05 a.m. All right, item 2, Commission members, you have received a copy of the agenda. At this time, I'll entertain a motion for approval of the agenda. Since most of us are on teleconference, please identify yourself for the record.
Ann Jones, I so move.
Motion by Ms. Jones.
Second, Mike Lindsay.
Was that you, Mr. Lindsay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, second by Mr. Lindsay. Is there any discussion? Okay, members on the phone, I just have to hear your vote. So all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? And then members present, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. All right, then next item, item 3, approval of the minutes of the September 18th, 2018 meeting of the Commission on School Accreditation. At this time, I'll entertain a motion for approval of the minutes of the September 18th meeting. Again, please identify yourself for the record.
So moved, Mike Miller.
Motion by Mr. Miller.
Kelly Barfield, second.
Second by Ms. Barfield. Is there any discussion? All right, members on the phone, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Members present, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. All right, the next few items, we have some updates on some accreditation statuses. I will let Dr. Vanderford discuss all of these together, but we will then do a separate action item for each school district. So at this time, I will turn it over to Dr. Vanderford.
Good morning. Item number 4 is approval to upgrade the accreditation status of the Jefferson Davis County School District from probation to accredited. Item 5 is to upgrade the status of Jefferson County School District from probation to accredited. Item 6 is approval to upgrade or recommendation to upgrade the accreditation status of the Hollandale School District from probation to accredited. And then number 7 is to upgrade the accreditation status of the Philadelphia Public School District from probation to accredited. All of these districts were assigned a probationary status at the previous commission meeting because they had deficiencies that were on record. And since that last meeting, all 4 of these districts have cleared all deficiencies and have no current deficiencies on their accreditation record summary. Therefore, they're eligible to be upgraded from probation to accredited because they're now in compliance with 100% of the accreditation standards.
Thank you, Dr. Vanderford. Do we have any questions about any of those districts? Okay, if not, then I will go through each item and we will vote on each district separately. So item 4, approval to upgrade the accreditation status of the Jefferson Davis County School District from probation to accredited. I will entertain a motion.
So moved, Mr. Foster.
Okay, I hear a motion by Ms. Foster. Is there a second?
Roy Gill, so moved.
Second by Mr. Gill. Is there any discussion? All members on the phone, members in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Members present, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Item 5, approval to upgrade the accreditation status of the Jefferson County School District from probation to accredited.
And Jones, I so move.
A motion by Ms. Jones. Do I have a second?
Kenny Bush, second.
Very good. Any discussion? Members on the phone, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Members present, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Item 6, approval to upgrade the accreditation status of the Hollandale School District from probation to accredited.
Kelly Barfield, so moved.
Motion by Ms. Barfield. Do I have a second?
And Jones, second.
Second by Ms. Jones. Any discussion? Members on the phone, all in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Members present, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Then item 7, approval to upgrade the accreditation status of the Philadelphia Public School District from probation to accredited.
So moved, Mike Lindsay.
Motion by Mr. Lindsay. Do I have a second?
Eddie Prather, second.
Discussion? Members on the phone, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Members present, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. All right, very good. Item 8, we have approval to downgrade the accreditation status of the Pearl River County School District from accredited to probation. Dr. Vanderford is going to give some information on this item.
Okay, with item 8, with the recommendation to downgrade Pearl River County, I will provide a little bit of explanation to the backup material that you have emailed to you, or for those in attendance behind tab A. You have a July 20th, 2018 letter to the superintendent of Pearl River County School District, Mr. Lumpkin, notifying him that the recommended accreditation status for the school year 18-19 based on their 17-18 accreditation record summary would be probation. So in accordance with our policy, prior to the commission meeting, which this year was held in September of 2018, to assign fall statuses, at least 30 days prior to that assignment, we're required to notify districts if they're going to have a recommended status or what their recommended status is going to be. So even districts that are going to be recommended accredited will get the accredited letter. And so as you can see, Pearl River County was notified in July that the recommendation would be probation. However, when staff prepared the backup materials for the commission meeting in September, Pearl River County was inadvertently left off the probation list and was included in the accredited list, and so therefore the commission assigned them an accredited status. Since that time, Dr. Malone has reached out to the superintendent and explained, our error in them on the list for probation, and the superintendent is aware that today we were making a recommendation to downgrade based on the letter that was sent in July. Just a little bit of further explanation, the district's violations that are on the accreditation record summary that have been provided to you is 4 consecutive years of an audit report not being submitted in accordance with the timelines established. And based on Appendix 8H of the accountability standards, 4 consecutive findings result in an automatic downgrade to probation. And so it doesn't result in an assignment immediately, but the policy is very clear that when annual assignment statuses are assigned, that the district should be downgraded to probation. So we have had those discussions with the district, and we apologize to you for this error and inconvenience. But at this time, we need to recommend that the district be downgraded to probation.
Are there any questions for Dr. Vandeford?
Yes, sir. Actually, let me look. I think the the 4th consecutive finding that was added to their record was for the audit report ending in June of 17. So all that district has to do to clear is to have a financial report or an audit report filed in a timely manner. So if their FY18 audit report from June 30th of 18 is filed prior to the deadline, that will clear the district. So, and I think that deadline is actually October the 15th. So if they meet that October the 15th deadline, then we would be able to come back to the district. If we're notified by the state auditor's office and our internal accountability, it could be as soon as the December meeting, but it may likely be February, as long as it takes to go through the process.
This is Ann Jones. What about the previous audits that were not submitted? Are they required to submit those, or just one for this year?
Yes, ma'am. So this does not mean that the previous audits have not been submitted, and obviously they have been, because they are not cited for not filing them. All these citations mean is the district missed the deadline, and they missed it for 4 years consecutively, and until they submit it in a timely manner, these will remain on record.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
This is Sarah Foster. Do they have a plan to remedy this for it always being late?
Dr. Malone, I'll defer to you since you spoke with the district.
I spoke with the district, and the auditing firm that they're using is backlogged. They're apparently working with several other districts, and so they're working to get them on time. And that's one of the concerns that some of the districts have, is that it's really out of their control in terms of if their auditors that are their CPA firm, whatever it is, that does this particular work, that files it, that's late. But as we were saying, it's at the end of the day, they're late. And so that's the standard, is if you're late, then you get the citation. And so as I was explaining it to somebody the other day, it's kind of like the student that's late for class. If you're late, regardless of whose excuse it is or whose reason it is, the violation is the fact that it was late.
Ms. Malone, then, if they're using the same audit firm for 4 consecutive years, shouldn't the board look at getting another firm?
That's one option, yes.
That's the control that the district does have, because the board thus approved for the local districts, the firm that they use to conduct their audits.
Any other discussion or questions about this item? Okay, at this time, I will entertain a motion for approval to downgrade the accreditation status of the Pearl River County School District from accredited to probation.
And Jones, I so move.
Motion by Ms. Jones. Do I have a second?
Dr. Valencia Martin, I second.
By Dr. Martin. Is there any discussion? Okay, members on the phone, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Members present, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. All right, item 9, we have other business. We have several announcements. First of all, we would like to congratulate Michael Lindsay, I'm sorry. He has been named to the Accreditation Task Force as a commission member representative.
The Accountability Task Force, the one that, as we've had ongoing discussions regarding the statewide accountability system.
I have, and thank you for the nomination.
And then also like to thank Leah Catherine Anzenberger. I'm always afraid I pronounce her name wrong. She's our Special Assistant Attorney General that has served as a representative for the Commission today. Taking some personal leave, so we appreciate her filling in. I would also like to announce that this is my last commission meeting as serving as executive secretary for the commission. Dr. Wright has appointed Dr. Joanne Malone as the executive secretary, so this is my last meeting, and so but I have no plans at this time to go anywhere other to on the other side of Miss Westerfield. So Dr. Malone and I'll just change chairs. So it's been a pleasure serving as executive secretary. And then the last announcement that I have is, unfortunately, we received a resignation letter from Mr. Rob Tyner on September the 28th. I'm sure many of you know he's opened a new law firm, and so on the 27th of September he resigned his position as a board member for the Clarksdale Municipal School District. So he was serving as one of our 2 board member representatives. So we have the map that I will have Brenda email to each of you. It's the congressional districts from 1973 to 1982. So your positions are appointed based on the congressional districts that were in place at the time the commission was established. So he is, Mr. Tyner is currently a board member in Congressional District 2. So since that's the only vacancy that we have on the commission, that's the congressional district. We don't have the authority to switch the positions around. So we will be seeking a board member in Congressional District 2 from 1982. And Mr. Reynolds, you may have to help me. I mean, it runs from about 2/3 of North Mississippi all across the state from Clarksville to Starkville. Is there a better way to describe that? And so I can show you the map and how that it's not just a perfect line across there, but if you have any recommendations for any board members, we would like to hear from any of you. We will also reach out to the Mississippi School Boards Association generally with those nominations. We ask for assistance. We always start with the commission first in the event you know someone. So we would appreciate any recommendations, and we'll email you the congressional district map for the Accreditation Commission.
Timeline for getting that position filled?
As soon as possible. The next meeting of the commission is December the 6th, I think, on Thursday, December the 6th, unless there's a need for a special call meeting between now and that time. But, I mean, we'd like to fill our vacancies as soon as possible. And it is appointed by Dr. Wright and approved by the State Board of Education, but we'll take that along as quickly as possible.
Is there any other business? Dr. Vanderford did mention our next regularly scheduled meeting is December the 6th. I guess
this is Kelly Barfield. I did have one question for Dr. Malone. Since our next CSA meeting is not until December, I was curious if you have any thoughts as to the K-12 Attendance Center Task Force meeting timing.
It should be before then. We are waiting till after next week's state board meeting to then set a date. But we definitely plan on meeting as soon as we can after the board approves everything and we can put a pin in a date.
Okay, good. Just getting curious of your sense of timing. Thank you.
Sure.
Any other business? Well, on behalf of the commission, I would like to thank Dr. Vanderford for her service as executive secretary. It's always a pleasure to come and work with you. We're glad that she won't be going too far. So
yeah,
I'm not letting her go far.
So Dr. Murphy's going to be the executive secretary for the licensure commission as well. It's just with the workload, it's too much. And those positions typically don't rise up the director of accreditation.
Well, if there is no other business at this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved, Mike Miller.
Motion by Mr. Miller.
I second Dr. Martin.
Second by Dr. Martin. Is there any discussion? Members on the phone, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Members present, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We stand adjourned at 10:20.